So I was just going to talk about the weekend and kind of the importance of the Super Saturday events. So it's going to be really interesting if she's going to cooperate.
Maybe I should mute myself so she doesn't try to,
What'd you say?
I said maybe I should mute myself so that she doesn't hear the baby over here crying.
Oh, all right. What are you doing? Why are you being silly?
There it is.
So, basically, I was just going to talk about a few things that they went over, some of my takeaways, which, honestly, my biggest takeaway is the exact same as it was from the 3 Vital Behaviors, the training that I went to when was that? A couple months ago. So my biggest takeaway is that for the most part, we already know what to do. Unless you're a brand new coach, we already pretty much know what it is that we need to do. It's just a matter of doing it. We just need to do it. So I know that's a big thing for me. So I like going to these trainings because even though they might talk about a lot of things that I already know, it's really good to just reiterate that. And plus it makes that light bulb go off again where I'm like, okay, I know what it is I need to do. I just need to do it. So that was a really big thing that they kind of talked about was, first off, just do it, and also believing in yourself. That was a big pointer too. So you can do anything that you set your mind to if you just do it and you just believe in yourself. So believing in the business, believing in the opportunity, and believing that you have the ability to make out of it what you put into it. So for me, I'm like, what can I change? So I've been sitting down today and I'm like, what can I change about what I've been doing that's going to get me to where I need to be? What am I going to do more of? A huge thing, of course, we always need to make sure that we're doing the 3 Vital Behaviors, the personal development. If you're ever struggling with anything in your business, then we have to check back on ourselves and say, are we doing our personal development? Are we working on ourselves? And then also, of course, inviting and sharing the opportunity, because how is our business going to grow if we're not inviting and sharing it with other people? And then, of course, also being a product of the product, because nobody's going to want to join us if we're not a product of the product and we're not doing it ourselves. And that's the easiest way to share this and the easiest way to grow your business is by sharing and being a product of the product and letting others know how much it's working for you, how much you're loving it, how much you enjoy it, and that kind of thing, and what it can do for you as far as fitness is concerned and as far as life is concerned and the business opportunity. She keeps pulling on me.
I love the tour that I'm getting here.
What'd you say?
I love the tour that I'm getting.
Right. She's pulling on the tablecloth. So, like, for me, I was thinking, even though I do this to be with her, I know that it would help if I could get a little bit done, like, without watching her every 2 seconds, because she's kind of at that point where she's, like, on the move and getting into anything and everything and trying to break down, barriers to stairs and that kind of thing. Right. So I'm hopefully going to be, just for example, getting a little help from my parents once a week. So I'm going to go over to their house and try and get some work done, which I tried in the past, but my mom was like, this time we'll really actually let you get work done and we'll leave you alone. So she's like, lock yourself in the basement and we'll take care of the baby for a couple hours, and that way you can, have like a power 2 hour, which would be awesome. So that's just something that this is what I can change.
That's what I don't know which group I was in, but they were talking about, I forget what she said, but she was like, get your done, fill in the blank.
Yeah. Right.
Get your stuff done. There we go. And she's like, if you do your power hour, make sure there's nothing to turn off your phone, do all of that. And already before you start your power hour, have what you want to get done in that hour. And can you hear me? Do you need me to pull me closer? But like,
I couldn't hear over Ella screaming, so that's why I muted myself, and then I couldn't hear you because she's like hollering.
But yeah, she was talking about how, you know, I don't know if you saw it or not because we're in so many of the same groups, but how you need to have like all your stuff, like have a list of stuff that you want to get done in that hour, and when you start your hour, like it's like a no interruption zone. Like you have the kids are watched, like nobody's gonna come in, the cat's not gonna bug you, the dog's not gonna come barking in on you, and you know, you don't have to like I said, you turn your phone off, no notifications, you turn off your Facebook on your computer, and you get your stuff done. And so I got to actually have a chance with doing like my power hour last night, and Daniel actually took, you know, not that he wouldn't, he takes her anytime, like he just walked in here and took her, but he took her for an hour, and I was able to get some of my binder done. And I'm having an issue with, like, I wanted to ask you and others that see this, if they have like their to-do list. I have like things that I want to get done, and I don't know how I should prioritize this, because like there's trainings and stuff that we should do, you know, to better ourselves in our business. And I always end up I have a hard time where I'm putting that. So, but anyways, power hour is awesome.
What'd you say?
I said power hour is awesome.
Yes, and that's exactly right. When we have kids, like, and I know that's where I struggle because I have a hard time focusing. I have squirrels already in my head, and then when you've got a dog barking in your face and a kid that's like eating stuff off the floor, you know, it's like, yeah. So, as far as the power hour is concerned, do you have the one that I made, that was, kind of like a blue background?
Yeah.
Okay.
I basically took that, here, I'll show you. I took that and I made my like Cynthia's daily to-do chart thing here.
Okay.
And like, I tried to go down the list, and then I get to like morning check-ins and that stuff like right about here. Like I tried it out today, and I was like, I got stuck there, and I have not gone any further than that. And it's 8:45, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So a lot of my problem is holding, like I have to hold the baby a lot, and then she wants the nurse, and I got a 3-year-old here. So I'm like, okay, you know, there's stuff that I want to get done on here, but I'm like, I wonder if maybe I should put the trainings at the end of the day, like, but then they're kind of important, so I don't know.
Did you ever look at the book Eat That Frog?
I have it. I have not. Well, no, we did open it. I haven't listened to it yet.
Because that is one where, I mean, honestly, the whole book is about doing the most important thing, or the thing that you really hate to do, first. And if you have a couple of those things, like you have a couple frogs, eat the ugliest one first. And so, honestly, like, I can spare you from listening or reading the whole book, because that is like the biggest concept of it. So, like, if you really, really struggle with invites,
personal invites,
then that is what you need to do first.
Okay.
So prioritize it that way. Like, and in that being said, that is probably not the, but one of the most important. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Because I don't want to say it's the most important, even though it kind of is, but you also,
your Facebook posts and all your being exposed to social media, right. Yeah. Having yourself sharing your story,
right,
is important, because otherwise, without that, it really doesn't matter what you say, right, when you personally invite someone, because you're just not sharing your story, and they're just like, you're coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't believe you.
Yeah. They kind of talked about that this weekend, that it's like, you know, if you're going to do the personal invites, people are going to get on your page and check you out. And if they see that you posted once on November 11th, and then you posted a workout December 7th, and then you didn't get back on Facebook for like another month, like, they're going to be like, are they really using that product, or are they just trying to sell something to me?
Right.
So, but if they see you using it all the time, and you're, you know, loving your workouts and that kind of thing, then that's where you're going to gain that following.
Right.
The other thing too that I wanted to talk about was the importance of other avenues. And that's another thing. Like, I know that I need to work on, which I started a couple weeks ago, working on Instagram and, you know, working on Pinterest and stuff like that. Those kind of things are getting huge right now. So Pinterest, for one, is really something that's growing. And I've noticed that with our challengers, because they're like, oh, I saw this recipe on Pinterest, or I looked this up on Pinterest. So I've been seeing that a lot from people that I've been talking to, and they kind of confirmed that this weekend, that Pinterest is a really big place. And so you're ahead of the game, particularly, Cynthia, because your blog, you've been consistent with that, and you have so much content there, because that's what you're going to use with your Pinterest. And
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get that ready. My next one, and I'm thinking I'm going to just, I don't know, I'm just going to use Instagram. I have no idea how to use Instagram, but I keep putting pictures on there. And just because if I ever figure it out, then it'll be there. I'll have history of content, I guess. But my next focus is not really Instagram, even though I already have it, is to take my, you just said it, Pinterest account and turn it into the business account and start creating stuff on there for people to like and share.
Well, maybe I'm going to put that on my to-do list then. If I can do that tomorrow, for like YouTube Tuesday, I'll do a YouTube for Instagram and Pinterest to kind of give a little info on how you use it, and what you can do to grow your Instagram followers and stuff like that. Okay. So that'll be my to-do list.
Awesome.
I'm on catching up on all the groups and listening to videos, and
that's what I did today.
Invites, that would be good. Let me see. The Pinterest is actually really easy. So like I was saying, with you already having a blog, if you have pictures on your stuff and you set the Pinterest on your, like I went onto my computer and I created a new Pinterest account, and then it asked me if I wanted the pin button on my internet toolbar. So I added that, and I guess that's what allowed me to easily pin my pictures on my blog, because then I went to my blog, and I didn't even try this. This just kind of happened. So I'm kind of like learning as I go. I went onto my blog, and when I hovered over one of my pictures on a recipe, up in the corner, it said pin it. So I was like, oh, it's magic. So I pinned that, and it pins it straight to me, straight to my new Pinterest, and it says Commit to Fit, Kayla Mays, recipe, blah, blah, blah. And I created like a nutritious, like I put healthy recipes or something like that as my board. So just within like 5 minutes today, I added a couple, and then of course something happened and I had to like run off and do something else. But it's super easy. So you're ahead of the game with your blog. And so for other people watching this, that's a huge reason to get going on that blog. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. So don't stress so much on the detail. Don't stress so much on getting it perfect. Just worry about getting something out there. Get some content up and just get it done, and then tweak it later. You can perfect it later. That's actually kind of the same thing with time management, which I'm going to kind of just go over my notes from this weekend. So,
do you suggest that we actually have, like, because I have a personal, like, I have a Pinterest account. Do you suggest that we actually have a separate one, or that we should clean up our current one? Because I have a bunch of junk on here. I probably could use some cleaning up on here, honestly.
That's why I just went ahead and created a new one, because I was like, I'll just use my email that I use for Beachbody for my my coaching and everything. And hang on 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Mommy life.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to go get her?
I was like, oh, she wasn't happy earlier, but she like gradually left me and then crawled away. And I'm like, wait, are the steps blocked off?
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Yeah, so I went ahead and just created a new one because it was easier for me because I had a bunch of other like random stuff on my old Pinterest because when I worked night shift, I was like a Pinterest fiend, like past the
Me?
time.
Yeah. All right, good.
So just like I was kind of saying, similar thing. I'm going to go through a couple of my notes just in case for some reason they help anybody. So same thing with time management. Instead of overthinking everything and making everything perfect, and this is straight from Melanie Mitro. She was saying, instead of being so specific about your time management, just do it. Don't overthink it and just do it. It is important to set your hours, but don't waste your time on organization. So that was like the main gist of that. They talked about the importance of defining your niche. So creating your brand, figuring out who you are, who your people are that you're looking for, your niche that you're looking for, and what you want to share with other people, like what you want people to see in you, what you want your brand to be. And so in some of the groups that we've been in, we talk about that as far as like creating your brand and your even down to the specific, and I'm not just talking to you, Cynthia, too, because I know that you're doing awesome with that. But I'm talking to, if anybody's to watching the recording, creating your brand down to the colors and the font and just kind of having a consistency with who you are and what your brand is. And that is going to really pull you out to the crowd that you're kind of targeting. Also, the importance of figuring out your real why. A lot of people have a why, but it's not their real why because they haven't dug deep enough. So there's a huge importance on that. So another key note that they were talking about was, how is your offer better than somebody else's? What do you have that makes you stand out? What can you provide to other people that they're going to come to you versus somebody else? Because as you may know, there are now over 400,000 coaches in Beachbody. Now, granted, a lot of those are discount coaches, and there are plenty of people that are not actually working the business. But what can we do to stand out? What can we do to make our offer? And that kind of goes along with finding your niche. And that's how people are going to be attracted to you. Because often, too, people are attracted to people that they are like. So sometimes finding your niche has a lot to do with who you are as a person and those similar people that you're going to be attracting. First impressions are all about what people see, obviously. So what are we sharing? What are they seeing? They talked about also asking a close friend or close family to, if they're not already on Facebook, or if they are on Facebook, to ask them to look at their posts and say, what am I putting out? What do you think my impression is to other people? Like, can you describe that to me? Because you want to know if you are being who you want to be. So I found that really interesting because I want to do that too. Because I know my sister made a remark that she's not on Facebook very much, and when she is, all she sees is my stuff. Like, well, I guess that's a good thing because they say to post 3 to 5 times a day, so you show up in people's news feeds. So at least I'm doing something right. But I mean, obviously, I don't want to like annoy people and be all over their news feeds. But then part of me is like, you know what? That means that I'm doing it correctly and I'm showing up in news feeds. And if people don't want to see it, then they can just unfollow me. So I think it's a great idea what they said about asking a friend or family to ask them, what image am I giving? Am I giving the right image that I'm looking for? They also noted Fiverr.com, Fiberr.com. They said, I want to say that was, you can pay someone $5 to help create your brand. Like, I don't know if that's like your like a name. I want to say that was Shannon Hargrave that was talking about that. She said she actually got very far in the business without having a brand. She didn't really brand herself up until recently, and she's already doing very well. So she finally decided to take initiative and start branding herself. So she went to Fiverr.com and she paid $5 to have somebody create her cover photo for her like page. And I don't know if they created the image or if they also helped her like with the name, because I think it's Fitness Makeover or something like that. So I don't know if she told them that she's into makeup and fitness and stuff like that. And so that's where they came up with the makeover part. But at any rate, she said it was only $5. So it's worth looking into if somebody's having a hard time creating their own image. Let's see. Another coach talked about the importance of personality colors and figuring out what your color is and what your coach's colors are. And that way you can better lead them, I guess. So I know they have the personality quiz. It's like, I wrote it down here. Where did it go? Something about the personalitycolor.com. There's a quiz to determine if you're blue, yellow, white, or red. And that will help you, like I was saying, if you can find out the personality color of your coaches, that'll help you lead them and figure out what's the best way to give them advice on growing their business. And then also with your challengers, it's important. If you can figure out what color they are, that's a great way to lead them through challenge groups and help them get to where they need to be as far as their fitness is concerned. She was saying that getting started right with your coaches, it's important to connect with your new coach, get to know them, find out their personality color, understand them and their goals, get to know their real why, and using the color code, you can help them with their goal setting and figure out where they are in their commitment to the business and how you can help them using that color system. I took a lot of notes on the whole like color thing. There, colorcode.com. That's what it is, colorcode.com. Some notes about pictures for your like pages or your Facebook ads. They recommend doing a white background or plain background. And also if you have text, make it very simple, but have your eyes looking at the text. So I thought that was interesting because I know I've done a lot where I'm like pointing or, you know, whatever, but my eyes aren't looking at the text. So I might try it a couple doing that way. And she said that's also really important if you're doing a sponsored ad on Facebook with your like page. And also to base your challenge groups off of your likes. So if there's a way that you can, like if you're getting a lot of challengers in your challenge groups and they're liking particular posts, like say if you're a person that does a lot of religious posting and you have a lot of followers based on your religion, then you can kind of incorporate that into your challenge groups. Or if maybe you have a lot of people liking things because they're like your mom posts or something, you know, like if you're a busy mom and you post a lot about that, then maybe you can incorporate that into your challenge group, which makes sense if you're going to have a lot of challengers with the same things, same, I guess, like characteristics or life issues. You know, if you have a lot of busy moms, then that would make sense to post that in your challenge group. Ways to incorporate that. Were you going to say something?
Personalizing due to interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I have a lot of, like, I have people all over the place as far as my challengers are concerned. So it's, I don't know.
And then they carry, so it's a little hard.
What'd you say?
I said, and they carry over. So like,
yeah,
not everybody in challenge groups is a first time challenger.
Yeah.
So like some of them, they carry over, you know, and so
yeah,
I think it's fun. I like to see all the different personalities that we have in there.
Yeah. Oh, they were talking about Google Analytics on your like page. So you can see how, like, who is liking your pages. Um, I am not one that knows anything about that, so that's something that I need to look into. I do not understand all of that. I have looked at the Blogger where you can look at that, but still I'm not very tech savvy. I don't really know what all that means. So but if you're the kind of person that understands that, then that can be very helpful to you. I hope to in the future learn more about all of that kind of stuff. Melanie Duncan and Natalie Jill are two Pinterest, what do I want to call them? I've come across Natalie Jill before. She does like webinars. So those are two people that you can find Pinterest webinars, and sometimes they're free. I have seen some free stuff from Natalie Jill. So just a nice way to learn. And like, I think Deidre just posted about that today, how she does, it might have been today or yesterday, how she does a training every week just to stay fresh and new and updated on stuff. So like with Instagram or Pinterest or something like that, because you are going to max out on Facebook. You can only get 5,000 friends. And so when you get to that point, it's kind of like a dead end then, because if you have a harder time finding new people on Facebook if you can't add them as friends. So something like Pinterest and Instagram is going to be huge because it's limitless basically. So you can get a lot of followers that way. YouTube videos are the least used but the most pinned. So if you're using those from like Pinterest or something like that, they are huge. So it's really important. I don't know if you have started any yet, Cynthia, but YouTube videos are a great way. Like they really encourage to do like YouTube Tuesday. So at least you're doing one a week. So you can start, just some ideas doing some of your workouts on YouTube, some educational videos talking about how you get your coaches started right. That's a really good one for you right now. You can make a video on how you get your coaches started right. What do you do to get them on the right foot? And so you can just kind of go down a list and say like what it is that you provide them with, where you place them, what you give them, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, informational videos, workout videos, even like making food, like a recipe video, anything like that. And of course you can always look up top coaches or, popular coaches that are doing really well on YouTube. No, I can't think of his name, but the one guy, of course now I can't remember, but he has a gazillion YouTube videos.
Are you talking about Michael Gowan?
No, there's
well, he has a lot of videos on his own personal page.
Yeah, he does like to do videos. I don't remember what his name is, but I've never actually met him or anything, but he's very like popular on YouTube. He has a lot of followers and a lot of coaches follow him. But he's actually a diamond. He hasn't it's kind of crazy, but he puts it out there. Like he acts like he's a 10-star diamond. So that's why people want to follow him. Let's see. That's one other thing, I guess, making if you can find a success partner, not necessarily maybe it'll just happen along the way, but if there's somebody that you can find that will help you to be your success partner, I think that's a good plan. And I feel like I could just like read through all this stuff. Making Success Club non-negotiable. If you want to grow your business, you're going to make Success Club 5 non-negotiable. If you really want to grow your business more, you're going to make Success Club 10 non-negotiable. Make consistency in your personal journey show your journey, share it, show up every day in your challenge groups and on your Facebook posts, your Instagram, your blog. Well, maybe not necessarily the blog. My goal right now is to post once a week and then eventually grow that to twice a week on my blog. Challenge groups, be a leader, be real so they believe you, and define what is real. This is great. Ways to make yourself visible on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen this, but you can, once you've already posted something, you can go back and like your own picture. That will make it pop up in the newsfeed again. You can tag yourself, and you can, I wrote down share blog, but I guess if you're sharing your blog like you did today, Cynthia, maybe it was today, yesterday, sharing your stuff from your blog to make yourself more visible. Ask for referrals in your challenge groups, offer prizes.
Also, real quick, Kayla, when you post whatever you're posting, you don't want to tag yourself immediately. You want to wait, like what we had read or what we had heard was that you wait a little while, like you wait, I don't know, what is it, like 6 hours or something like that. You wait like 6 to 8 hours or so, and then you go and tag yourself, and then it pops it back up, and like it throws it back out there again.
Yes.
And then so you just do yourself, and if there's a couple people in the picture, then you wait a little bit longer, and then you tag that person.
Right.
So like you and your hubby, or or you and your wife, or you and your whoever, I don't know. Right. Then you tag them, and then it makes it pop up again. So.
Yeah. Good point. And Motivation Grid, the one girl, she shared a video from Motivation Grid, and I actually was going to share this in our challenge group today, and I didn't get around to it, and then I had to go get a new phone set up, so I had to get back on my crappy computer. So it's a good YouTube a good place to subscribe on YouTube, Motivation Grid. They have a lot of good videos. So she showed this one, and it was talking about staying hungry. Find what you love. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. You need to tell yourself that you owe you something. That was when I messaged you guys and said, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. That wasn't exactly what it was, but it was the gist of it. So that's pretty much it. Which I guess we have 4 minutes left. Do you have anything else you want to add, or?
No. I did have a question, and then now of course I can't think of it. We'll get off the call and I'll think of it. I don't even know. Oh, I did. Okay. So I was going through and I was, trying to do like, I had started a while ago as I was going through. I love the song. Your dog singing in the background. Anyhow, I had done like a new coaches must know kind of deal. And as I was looking over it, because I had a new coach, I had a challenger decided she wanted to get her shakes paid for, which is awesome because who doesn't want their shakes paid for? But I had on here somewhere about Summit. If they were to, if you help 3 to 5 people in 1 month and you have your shakes paid off, win a free ticket to Summit. If you get Success Club 5 in the first 3 months, right? So is that 2016 they would get Summit, or they would have to? Would it be 2017?
Whichever one is coming up. Yeah, so it would
be since 2016 hasn't happened yet, they can still win a ticket to go there.
Yep.
Even if they're sold out.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like right now, I'm still on the waiting list, but Deidre said I'm going to get in because I got the free ticket. So that actually is like the best way to secure your spot.
Okay. All right, awesome. Well, I'll leave that on there then. I think that's it. Until I think of more and message you.
Oh, sounds good. How are you doing on your Success Club this month?
I would be fine if I could make it down my list to get to the inviting. So I guess I just have to redo my list to make that number one. Like right after my workout, the first thing I do is that.
Eat that
so
frog.
before I do anything else.
Yeah, I think that's definitely your frog.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. I don't know why. And I don't know. I feel scatterbrained when I go about doing things. So, hey, Crystal.
She was on and then she left, and now she's back.
I know. I saw that. Yeah. Hey, girl.
Are you there?
So, yeah, we're at the end of the call, hon. If you want, we can. The recording will probably be posted later. Just click on that.
Okay. Sorry for my loud child. Yeah. Once the call, it takes a while to upload onto my computer, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I can post it. So it takes a little bit, but I'll post the recording so you can catch what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it.
Right. You figured it out. I wasn't sure if are you doing it on your computer?
Right now I'm doing it on the thing, trying to get the kids to bed.
Yeah, that's if you're in the middle of getting kids to bed. Sometimes we have another mom that's on here. She's not on here right now. But she sometimes is putting kids to bed or doing bath time on mute. So whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that like 8:30 is not the greatest time in mommy world, but we just kind of stuck with the same like time frame as some of the other calls, because if you once you get into this and if you join some groups, a lot of the other calls are at 8:30. And then also, I'm sure Cynthia probably told you, but Forever Fit, which is my uplines team, their calls are on Thursday. That's Deidre Penrose. She's my upline, and she's an amazing leader. She's been in it for 3 years, and her cousin is the #1 coach in the industry. And so there's a lot of really great